Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the RCQ here at Fullfire in Gloucester. My name is Oldemo Dave, and we are starting today's matchup with two players who are not those two players. I believe it is George and George and another. We're here at Fullfire in George and Luke. We're here at Fullfire Gloucester. I am currently on my own. We are expecting people to come and join us for commentary during the day, but we are covering on the road is probably the best way to sort of like sort of call it. Shout out. It's definitely not the right name, so just I think this is the right. I think I've got it the right way round. If people tell me on stream, if people know George and Luke and they're jumping in because they're mates. We don't know what they're playing, but we did get a little reveal there, and we're just obviously getting through the day and figuring out the setup and the quality as we go. But I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's had a good Sunday, had a good bank holiday weekend. We are halfway through it, both mulliganing by the looks of it. So breaking down to where to go. This is a closed deck list. So obviously we'll go off known information if we talk about cards, or we talk about decks, or we talk about like how people are getting on.
Salty Living End versus...
Okay, cool. I've just been told it's Salty Living End versus Zoo. Interesting start. Have we got the George and Luke positioning right? Has George got a...
George is light blue.
The light blue, yeah. Okay, cool. We have got that right. George, Luke.
Oh, no, other way around.
Oh no, we should be the other way around. Right, okay.
That's all right.
Let's represent them correctly. Obviously, especially if their mates are in the chat. If you are here for either George or Luke, give us a little bit of a nod. It is right? Okay. That's okay. It's, so they've held on 5. And start with the Misty Rainforest and go. And just flooded strands and go. So the Misty will probably go and get a Severn land. Looking to fill up that graveyard. Okay. So essentially, I think they're shortcut between. They're basically saying they're going to go and get a base set that's going to come in. That's going to come in and tapped, and then go and then fetch, ready for the next turn. So they've got the mortuary off. They've gone and got the Undercity Zoo. Nope. Just figured out what they're doing. Okay, they're getting the breeding pool technically off the Green Forest Cycler, and then getting the Golgari Salvation Land. So nice little graveyard feeder to start. Laying off the top. What are we keeping? Oh, keeping. That's interesting. Usually you just farm into the bin with Living End. Interesting Living End deck that we see. We see Living End is pretty much living off also playing the new card Steam Core Scholar. We've seen in decks recently. And actually, yeah, we're actually playing Zoo. Full on Zoo. I am obviously a Zoo fan, as many people know. playing RSQ, you just want to be able to go get your reps in, get your deck running, especially with a combo deck. You just want to be able to say, hey, I've pulled up my combo, or I've made my combo happen. That's the turn, basically. Bailberg. So Bailberg is such a powerful card for Living End. This is possibly this is how to draw the top of your deck of Living End. That is excellent graveyard pieces. Endurance is there. You can get back anything. So potentially, I guess the argument here is just get back another land cycler if you have the opportunity to cycle some more. Definitely enough in the graveyard to consider Living End. We've seen the fetch from George now resolve. Interesting what George is intending to do here, but basically in the end step. Good ticking down. That's the one thing people forget to do, right? They forget to attack down their overlords. Just saw a nice old tick down. Happy days. Main deck, they don't really have too many answers to when the Living End goes off, if I'm totally honest. So they are Stubborn Nihil. So Stubborn Nihil is not really going to do much unless you set up the creature as well. Let's Blade. Blade is as expected at this point. Salty coming in. So Salty pitching. Wow, that basically shut down. I think that's basically shutting down Zoo for the duration of game one. Living End still not in hand, I'm guessing, which is why we are seeing there's a street rate being cycled, dropping the score down to 10, and there is the cascade. So should be seeing Living End basically go off and watch the board be big. Now, I guess what people tend to do for me, and shout out George and Luke for being first on the TV table, is especially in round one, you tend to just basically make your opponent have it. I think that George is about to see his opponent absolutely have it, and we're gonna head to game two. Obviously, just a quick shout out for we are here all day. Shout out to Fullfire Gaming or to Fullfire TCG here in Gloucester. If you haven't seen them or been here, honestly, it's worth a while. We're gonna have a little few videos on the store today, showcasing everything we have. Like, I've honestly, I'm sitting amongst the biggest amount of cardboard that you've ever seen. If it's a game or it's a collectible, they have it. And I can't forget that they support loads of competitive play as well as collectible side. So, like, a big shout out to them for letting us do it today, and also being like our generous hosts. Thinking about sideboarding and thinking about what the main play is going to do. They're going to want to try and shut up the graveyard. So they got two Hidezukas and Tunes. They got some consigns and some soulless jailers, surgical extractions. There is 6 or 7 hate pieces for them to bring in for this matchup. I would say though for game 2 though they are still looking to go quick. They're still looking to want to get their win over the line before they actually see the Living End do their thing. Because then you've got game 3, right? So Joe's got to obviously map it. The fact that he's got to win 2 games now. He's got to win a game on the play, and he's going to win a game on the draw. And the game on the play and the game on the draw are absolutely two different beasts. And thinking about what the Live player is going to do. Live player pretty much most of the same. They're going to want to keep the other side of the control, so maybe more ways of blowing. Ashiok might shut down the Plages. Interesting one fact, keep a Spinner in the sideboard. That's like a very cute, interesting card, but Force of Vigor might help deal with a ley line. As someone who's played like this deck, I think like it's just really key to say like your win percentage goes up if you've got ley line on the board. So if you're in game 2 on the draw, if you're gonna have a hate piece for the ley line, this helps give you a chance. I'm just actually going through a Dark Ritual, a Mental Misstep, Royal Assassin's Creed land, Pact Negation, Death Shadow. This is some quality cardboard in this shop, we're gonna lie. And to top it off, 2 Mutagenic Growths. That is sick. Spending some money into it. Anybody in the chat actually looking for any particular cards? Maybe I've got time today to find it for you. Well, so we sit here, an actual kitten basic land here. This is incredible. So I guess George's already going down to 6 here, which is very interesting. I've actually found a old border treasure cruise. So that's the fun for Ben Jones, who is here today. Even though he's qualified, Ben Jones is here today, looking to make the most of the fantastic prizes that are on offer. Let's be fair. This is the biggest RCQ so far in the Severn River Series in the southwest, and the pricing reflects that. They've done a really great job here as a set of traders. So there's that ley line. There's that pre-game action onto the ley line. That actually makes a massive difference to how you can start off. They are playing the deck which has Thralls rather than the Nakatals, and the 2-drop cat as well. So a little bit more, like, should we just say tooled for Eldrazi? Not tooled for Living though. Not so worried about like any kind of like Flood Moon and stuff in this particular matchup, so choosing not to sack and fetch. So there's a Bailmerk. Bailmerk goes. Bailmerk is going to fill the Bailmerk is going to fill the graveyard and do an outstanding job. Absolutely, you take Salty. You're probably gonna get the trio here. Like, obviously they do not have any of the knowledge about the sideboard. They know they are in blue, so kind of as a zoo player, you start to think about playing around it. But they've got the Surveil instead, which kind of makes sense, and also means, you know, that they want to make sure that they've got a hand ready to deal with what is now already full graveyard. Right, cool. So, got the basic. We see a carver. I say you jam a carver here. You can't be worried about the turn 3 living end here. It won't be too strong. So I think you just jam, because if you're JoJo, so you need to get on the board and you need to start putting pressure on and putting them in a position that they can't take their turns off to do their combo. They pass the turn. So just play the land tapped and passive. We know they have the subtlety. The subtlety came back from the subtlety, unsurprising, also put to the bottom. That, I believe, was the full art side of Draco. So George just needs to get on the board. To be fair, like, you know, there's still not a scary board. There's still not a scary graveyard state from Luke, and that again, another Draco, another subtlety. So pitching the Fang. Nothing they can do. Like I think that shrug is probably on the basis that they do have a stubby available, but stubby denial is not going to do anything ace on there. That is why we're seeing them change to spectral denial, the new card from Dragonstone. And this is Colossal Turtle, I believe. This is the one of Colossal Sky Turtle. Interesting pickup in the sector. Just a really big threat, I guess. You get to cycle through to. Okay, looking to cycle through the end. The end, obviously, again in the graveyard, big threat. And also fetch it at the same time. Luke keeping it well and keeping them in a good state. I think ultimately the only threat is living end hitting the graveyard here. The living end, I think, like as long as they don't put themselves on threat of surgical extraction, and there is only the one in George's sideboard. Is mainly just a setup for a big turn shortly. There you go, there's the Shardless Agent. Any responses from George? Absolutely none. There's living end. Living end's hit the stack. There is no multi Hey, look, if he's got 3 bindings in hand, he's a better player than me. That's a huge board. George will have quite a lot. He will have quite a lot to come back with. In round 1 you walked up against a matchup it's not very good for you. The living end player has been solid. They have essentially like ABC wolfed their way through to big board states. They're just kind of like looking to see kind of like they navigate a couple of turns here where they can remove the biggest threats. I believe there's some ward on that Sky Turtle which is going to go off here as well. So instead, yeah, they take a subtlety. And we've got the Carvu. The Carvu is blocking the Charlotte Sage on the ground. So we are still flying in for like what, 9 here. And we've also got a Overlord that's going to come off suspend pretty shortly. So this is tough ask, I'm not gonna lie. This is a tough ask here. So the problem I guess of fighting the living end player is them just being 100% sure that they don't trip themselves up. That's all they gotta really consider is like, can they be careful with their blocks, their attacks? George is down to A. George will really have to deal with the Sky Turtle. Ultimately, I think the Sky Turtle is gonna just win this game in 2 turns, possibly even just next turn if they don't have the right interaction. Now, even if there's 2%, like a Flage, right? Flage is a start. Flage is a good start. So bouncing the ley line. Wow. Okay. So with a Flage on the stack. The Flage is getting bounced. Subtlety is coming back in, which has essentially meant that yeah, we've ended up with probably a GG here, heading into the latter stages of the round 1 matchup. We are here all day. There is the handshake. GG from George to Luke. Thank you for the guys. In between matches, we are going to be running a couple of ads. Obviously, ads on Twitch are annoying. They are more annoying if they turn up whilst we are playing games. So we will be sticking you over to those with some Midwestern emo or anything in between the games. If there's any of you who are watching at home and like you're wondering if you want to like speak to your mate on stream, or got anyone here who you're interested in their deck, you want to hear from them, you obviously can come along and in the chat and like let us know if you want to get them on stream. We will. But we're going to send this to a 3-minute break and we're going to send you back to some music, and we will be back then hopefully with quite close to round 2 in about 10 to 15 minutes.